In a broken wasteland, come to my fire.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I'm your host. And welcome back, Jason Gardner from the Heavy Metal Wasteland, the month of football, the month of birthdays. He's finally back here at the monologue of the Metal Forge. Dude, what's going on?
Well, dude, to be honest with you, I got sick on my birthday, which was back in the end of January, and I couldn't even talk for like a week, and then all the other family birthday stuff, and I'm still have lingering issues from that cold with like mucus buildup and excessive coughing, and my voice goes in and out. Today is, as we're recording, the precipice of another winter storm, and my arthritis is fucking killing me. So yeah, it's been sucking over here, but I am still a cold weather fan, so I won't bitch. I'll just take it and deal with it.
Yeah, because at least with cold weather, you can put on as many layers as you need to stay
Dude,
warm.
I love like sweatpants, long sleeve shirt, like socks, fucking heated blanket on top, dude. I'm fucking all about it, man. So,
I am too when it comes to that like I really do like I like wearing compression pants underneath my jeans in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Because it gives me like that extra warm layer of clothing. You know. So I totally
my wife got me some Wranglers with like some like almost like pajama pants on the inside, like the fleece.
Yes.
And they're really nice. I wear them like I wake up in the morning looking forward to putting them on.
When I wake up,
I have two pairs of them. I have two pairs, believe it or not. That's for a male. That's pretty rare. I mean, usually you just have one, and you just know, as long as the inside stays clean, who cares? But yeah, I have two, and I still wear one a week. Seems like so.
One of the things that I always like is it's almost like metal fashion tips also here, because you totally get like the black set of pants, and you get like the khaki set if you're like a professional at something. Where you wear the khaki work pants if you're an electrician or what the hell ever.
That's a color mine are, khaki.
Yeah, exactly. It's what yours is, because you're in construction. So it totally makes sense. But before we get too far in depth in this week's guest is By Fire and Sword from Boise, Idaho. I think they're the first band from Idaho in the Metal Forge.
Oh shit! Got to cross off the list. Double check it.
Cross the state off the list in 2025. And we've been crossing some countries off the list. We've got Serbia on the list this year already, twice.
There it is. What did you say? Idaho?
Yes, Boise.
Yeah. Let's see.
Put
them on here.
Thomas actually lives in Kansas City. So
which one?
Exactly. I didn't get which one. So we're gonna count both sides of Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas. So mark them off the list too, because he was the one who was doing the interview, but they are based out of Boise, Idaho. And actually, I had just read earlier this week that they're going to be transplanting to Maine. The other member will be moving to Maine, so we'll have to have him on for his other band.
Yeah,
and then we'll get a Maine band on.
Yeah, we have Michigan and Massachusetts right now, so no Maine. So yeah, getting there.
Hell yeah. So yeah, metal fashion tips. We always do the battle jacket and stuff like that, but the pants. I will go ahead and say, dude, Jason Roach turned me on to some Wrangler pants, and they're almost like a stretchy material, and they've got cargo pockets on them. Yeah. And they are so fucking comfortable to play live in.
Dude, maybe those are the same ones I have, because I have cargo. Mine are cargo pants also.
And are they a little bit of a stretchy material?
On the waist? Or just like the whole thing?
The whole thing.
I wouldn't say they like stretch like you can notice, but they move pretty well when you're like bending over and like kneeling down.
Yeah. It might be the same ones because they're kind of almost like a nylon style material. But they are they're warm, they're everything, and yeah, you could totally play heavy metal in them because I do, and Jason Roach does, and you play in shorts because you're a drummer, so.
I have in the wintertime if I play shows in the wintertime, which is rare anymore, just because we're just like old and unmotivated during the cold season. I wear pants now if I have to. Used to, I was like, oh, the beater's gonna get stuck in my pant cuff. But to be honest with you, like after like many practices wearing pants, I'm like, yeah, this shit doesn't really fucking happen. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not like I'm hitting 330 BPM on my double bass anyway, So yeah.
Sure. So yeah, so it makes sense. I get that. So when it comes to ease, what do you go to on your stage attire on the ease of playing?
Well, I bring a shirt. I wear a shirt to the venue. I set up and everything, and then if I get sweaty, I always have a backup shirt in my truck to change into. Usually a different color for some reason. I don't know why. It's like differentiate cool guy on stage versus cool guy in the crowd. I don't know. But yeah, so I do that, and then I wear like sweatbands on my wrist, just for swiping my brow, and like it keeps this, like if you're sweating, it keeps the sweat from running down onto your hands, from your arms and stuff.
Very true.
Yeah, and then sometimes if my knees are acting up, I'll wear compression, like just like knee compression, like I don't know what you call it.
Like a knee pad, like a knee compression
Not a pad, but like it's almost like a sleeve over your...
Okay, yeah. Like the ace, like a compression bandage.
Kinda, yeah. It's same principle. Yeah, it's only if my knees are hurting though, which like it seems like rainy weather it's when it really brings it on. So yeah.
Or the snow at this point.
Excuse me. Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time we play again, it probably won't be snowing.
I usually wear the sleeveless shirt on stage, or I might go with the battle jacket with no shirt. It just depends. But I always try to wear the sweatbands as well because I sweat sheets of rain on stage, and I already like to get on stage with my hair wet anyways.
Yeah.
Because that is the worst thing in the world. Is coming through and it just sucking straight in and it's dry hair right before the first line of lyric in the set.
Yeah.
Because that's where it always happens. But honestly, for me, I like to get like the big 6-inch, band because of the coverage for one, but especially on my like picking hand.
Yeah.
Because when I'm playing an overload, the Rickenbacker has edge binding, and it actually digs into my forearm and wrist. The edge binding does. So when I have the actual sweatband on, it doesn't do it as much.
Yeah. I also love like guitar players usually wear them too. I noticed a lot of them will just wear like one on their like picking hand.
Sure.
Versus the fretting hand. I always thought it's because like the movement was. Well, I always thought it was because like the movement was like smoother on like the less friction on the body of the guitar. If you had like, strum or something like that, you don't like it's not like holding up like skin on like wood, like not moving.
Sure. Yeah, but honestly, it's more like with keeping the hand dry from the sweat that will run down.
Yeah.
So just like with the sticks. But yeah, totally cool with that. I always wear long pants on stage. I went through my shorts on stage phase, and I don't like it. I just, it's hard to get a nice pair of shorts and being a big dude.
Yeah.
That actually look good, that you don't look like you have like sticks hanging out the bottom of your fucking capris, or they're like dad shorts above the knee.
Right.
The above the knee jort. Fuck that. you know, no bueno, not at all good. So before we go, I do want to give a shout out to the upcoming episode of the Alehorn, where we are going to be talking about Weekend at Ozzy's, where it's going to be the final nail in the coffin of Black Sabbath and Ozzy, and it's going to be rung in by everybody from Metallica to Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
And 3,000 years of beautiful fucking metal tradition. And yeah, so we're be looking forward to that. With
the way it's sounding, man, like, I think if Ozzy like didn't make it to the show and just had other people fill in for his spot, would be a much better a situation than what it's going on right now.
Might not make it. You never know.
Yeah, July is a long way away for that motherfucker, man. Right now, so yeah. I don't know if Sharon can put enough drugs in to keep him artificially alive for that long. I mean, yeah, it's just like, dude. I mean, like, I like after they put tickets on sale and it sold out. It's like, oh, by the way, I wasn't gonna sing like a line or two here and there wherever I could fit it in. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
But you have to tune into the Alehorn for that.
That's right.
And I do want to go ahead and before we get into the episode with Thomas from By Fire and Sword, I did sit there and say on last week's episode that my mom was in the hospital and everything, and I did get quite a few messages from people, and thank you all for reaching out. I appreciate you all. She has actually been downgraded to a regular room at this point, and hopefully we'll be getting out by the time this airs. So thank you all for reaching out. I love you all. Metal every day. Metal unites us. Metal's what keeps us fucking alive. Jason, do you have anything else before we go?
Yeah, real quick. Noticing your shirt that you have on for this segment, just want to say, be on the lookout for some new designs from us coming soon. It should be this spring, and then hopefully some new songs by summer, if we can get the recording and stuff done. And so we're not dead, we're not dormant, we're just writing, and we had some lineup issues and stuff, but everything seems to be working itself out. So
hell yeah,
it's
shout out
to a new dawn.
Shout out to
yeah.
This week, I actually just recently refound this shirt. It made its way out of the collection, and then it made its way back in. So I was like, where the fuck is my TW shirt? I want to wear it.
But everyone should be saying, where the fuck is my TW shirt? But so pretty cool design from a guy named said it. What the fuck is his name? Let me look it up real quick.
Oh shit! See, now you've gone and done it.
I always do it. Hold on, he's right here because stealth fan.
Check out the Bandcamp pages. Do all the things and all the stuff. Go buy merch like I always preach in the episode with the band and everything, because hey, that's where it's at. And even if it's just a buck extra, just throw out an extra $1 here and there, because hey, it's hard for everybody.
Also good news, less than a month ago till Night's album comes out, so it's still stoked.
Yes, absolutely.
I have refrained from listening to the new song they released because I want to hear it all in one pop instead of like half the album ahead of time. So I am
sure.
I keep myself away from
it. Be Madness in March is going to be what it is this year. So there's a lot of good shit coming out in March.
Yeah.
So what is who's the artist?
Oh, his name is Stealth Fangs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can find him on the website Fiverr, Fiverr. It's like a shopping website where you look at
with Fiverr and the Metal Forge.
Yeah, you look at everyone's stuff and you can pick and negotiate with them, and they kind of give you like an upfront price for however much detail you want to go and stuff. You can buy logos, you can buy pre-made, you can do you can commission. We commissioned ours, so ours is totally unique. It's never been seen by anybody except for me, Mark, the artist, and my bandmates, and my wife, which didn't really care.
Hey, I care because I think it looks fucking amazing.
Okay,
and I will
real quick, if
I
you
will
like
proudly wear that shirt.
if you like Cyclops skulls, this might be the shirt for you. Let's just say that.
So, if you notice the thumbnail for this week's episode, it is Gowron from Star Trek, and Gowron is always notable for one thing, Jason, and what is it?
Glory, man. You gotta go with
That's
Glory.
fucking right.
Yeah.
And By Fire and Sword has an album called Glory, and this song that we are going to play from them is called Glory, Love and Light.
I've got
try to like, are having fun building a world. But we get, I would say once a month, maybe once every couple of weeks, we'll get somebody asking how serious we are. Maybe less so now that the full length has come out. But when the EP came out, we would have people like making offers to play like churches and church functions. We'd be like, nah, I think we're probably not a perfect fit for what you're looking for. You might want to find somebody else.
Should have rolled with it. No. No, no, I mean, I get that. That's interesting though, that that you would be hit up over that, that people would actually ask about it. And it makes me wonder, like was Ghost that way originally too? Did they get hit up to play functions that like didn't fit them and stuff
Yeah.
because of it, because of the shtick? Um, which is interesting because like as you said, that kind of dissipated once the full length came out. But now that you've released a couple of singles in 2024, what does 2025 have in store?
Yeah, we're working on the next full length. We have basically all of the music tracked out, and I'm working on lyrics now. I take a little longer than maybe your average lyricist because we haven't performed live much. I'm from originally Boise, Idaho, which is where the band is sort of like based out of, and that's where my buddy Jeff still lives. And occasionally we'll go down there and play some shows and do a little bit of small touring in the Northwest, based out of there. Um, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Uh, what was the question you asked?
What's going on for 2025?
Right, right, right. It takes me a little longer than most to write lyrics because the albums, they sort of work sort of like concept album with, and I do this like proselytizing thing where I sort of preach fire and brimstone occasionally instead of singing, and it all kind of maps together. And when we perform them live, it's meant to like work as like one sermon from the church. So the next
Sure.
album is going to feel, hopefully, is going to feel have that same vibe. So I'm putting that together now, and we're hoping. No, we're not hoping. We're definitely going to have something out by the end of the year.
Hell yeah. And with this being like a big theatrical thing as well, and I've always been of the mind that any five dudes can get on stage and play in a band. But like the real captivation is, the stage show, the presence, the inclusivity from every aspect of the show. So is this something that you all are, when you do like when you say you all play in suits and everything else, so there is like legit thought out stage show performance.
Yeah. Jeff is very much like a metalhead to the core and can like talk to you deep about like subgenres and inside of the band. But I know Jeff from like we both did theater when we were in like undergrad. That's where we had originally met. And he doesn't do much theater anymore, but that's sort of like that's what I do. My day to day, I'm like a sound designer and composer for like live theater stuff. And I do
Nice.
engineering for bands and things too. But yeah, so yeah, for me, there's always been the theatrical bent to it because that's sort of the thing that I do. I'm kind of interested in the theater side of it as much,
Sure.
if not maybe a little more than the music. Not the music itself, but it's just like where my expertise lie, if that makes any sense.
No, absolutely. And I think that's what I try to preach to, the choir about, as they say. But that's what I try to get over here on the Metal Forge is talking about how much theater actually makes a difference to your show, whether it be, I don't know, you bring a skeleton on stage, whether it just, it's something that goes along with the performance, that it can't just be, even bands like Creator and, Overkill and I don't know, Iron Maiden, take those bands, they all have an elaborate stage setup. And honestly, there's nothing stopping any other band from doing it other than space and money.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
And the money is really when you get into actually like bringing, I don't know, like creating a stage prop, you find out you can do shit really cheap and it looks good.
yeah, totally. People totally appreciate the effort. And on top of that, like if you have any sort of theater scene in your town, like a lot of the time music scene and theater scene like are really separate. But they're just like
Yes.
artists all trying to do stuff. So if you've got a little extra money in your back pocket, you can find people that are looking to make cool things.
Yeah.
So that's my big thing is like if if you know
I just
there
turned into Wayne Campbell there. I was like, yeah.
yeah, totally.
Like
But
I
yeah,
totally went back to the early 90s here. No, you are absolutely right. And I think that in my scene is a thing that they very rarely brush together, but they're there. And a lot of another scene, the burlesque scene is that way too.
yeah, totally.
You can get into that, and they do performance art, and who knows, you might be looking for a set of columns, and somebody, it's just like, I this person has them,
Yeah,
rent them.
but like burlesque performers, like most of them are doing all of their own costumes,
Hmm.
like building all of their own props. And like if you find a good burlesque performer, like that's you can do some crazy stuff for like dirt cheap. It's a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing artists. And so this makes me want to see you all live even more so. So, what do you all have going on so far as to shows in 2025?
We're not much. I'm actually heading back into Idaho to do some work in the next couple of months, and we're talking about doing some live shows while I'm in town. It's kind of hard to coordinate with us, unfortunately. Jeff has another band, a black metal band that called Wield and Woe. That
Yes.
is, yeah, that is sort of his like focusing thing, and then I'm um like I'm like more of not a recording, not just a recording artist, but I do a lot of like composing and writing music for like theater and different projects and stuff. So we end up being more of a writing based band, unfortunately. But yeah, we're looking at some hopefully some dates this spring, and it's the kind of thing where like if we have a tight enough crew that like if it makes sense financially to get someplace, like if we were invited, in a couple of times, like I think the last show that we did was an invitation. We played a festival in Chicago, the Legions of Metal festival.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
We actually just had a video drop of by the time we're recording this, it dropped yesterday on the YouTube about my experience at Legions of Metal.
Oh, nice. Were you there this last year?
Yes, we played Legions of Metal 6 with a slew of awesome bands that I unfortunately cannot remember all of, but like Devolution, Ice Howl, Mourn the Light, Viper Witch, Hyrax, Dawnbringer, so many awesome bands, Tower Hill. It was honestly like the closest approximation to a religious experience playing music that I had.
Well, that's awesome. I was at that festival just for the day that Tower Hill played.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, so I might have seen you. I was kind of, to be honest, I was kind of having a fight with my partner at the time, so we were a little distracted. So didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to, but I everything that I saw I really dug.
Definitely. That always sucks. And we probably did pass each other at some point because we came up for the entire festival, and I'm a Tower Hill mark, and I was just so enamored to see them on stage. The Claw is the Law. as they would say. I can't say too many nice things about them because if I do, they will probably they will probably come through and want to play a show next, and I can't afford those visa fees, unfortunately. But no, totally love them, and it was awesome that that you were there when Tower Hill played. That was a great night because they had Owlbear that night. Yeah, totally awesome
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and
everybody was
such
there.
a great community.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, it was a fantastic. Everybody came and showed out in force. It was worth it. It was worth the drive up.
Absolutely. So when it comes to, being in like Kansas City or adjacent, with that being your new area, do you go out into the music scene much? Do you go and check out any of the local digs or the dives or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been trying to. I moved here in the middle of the pandemic. I moved here in 2020. So it's been kind of a weird like start getting back into things.
Hmm.
Before especially and especially like I grew up in Idaho and I was really ingrained in that music scene, so I was going out a lot. And I've had some anxiety issues since then. So I don't go out as much as I'd like to be honest. But yeah, we find the time. Uh, yeah,
No, that's totally rad. And because of course we all have day-to-day lives and everything else. We're not all sitting around making $1 million a week off of an album sale from an album 30 years ago,
for sure.
you know. And yeah, that would be cool, but let's think, three-dimensionally here with that. That's just stuff that we're probably never going to see from, something that's not a manufactured band
Right.
these days. And and I say manufactured like Taylor Swift's and things like that. The pop bands.
Yeah, for sure. Or even just like anybody that has the money to market on like a professional level. You know what I mean? Like it just takes a serious investment that frankly, just rarely uh, bands rarely make that sort of money back. You know,
Sure.
so you got
And
to have
what's
expendable income to do that most of the
and
time.
this hasn't been brought up on the show a lot, but I want to like point out like things like Kickstarter. They can, things can grassroot and things can take off. Look at Castle Rat. They put a pledge out for $15,000 and made over $135,000. And that's insane for a band of new wave of traditional heavy metal or doom metal or anything like that to be able to turn that around. And it's just like, wow, I could only imagine like the tax repercussion at it.
Yeah, for
Jesus.
sure.
It's like, oh, because I'm sure it's like different things for different perks, and I just don't want to think about it. It's too much. Too much. You turn the band into a business.
Devil for sure.
What's that?
Just a deal with the devil.
Of course, it always is. It always is. And that's what it always comes down to, whether it be at the crossroads or whatever it's always at your crossroads, I think. And when you reach that point, that's when you know you're at the crossroads. um, so I do, before we go into the derailed segment, is there anything else you'd like to bring up for this year and anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I'm putting out some music that I've been working on that's sort of
Yeah,
doom synthwave combination. It's all kind of wrapped around. I'm also a writer. It's wrapped around this horror movie script that I've put together. So it's all kind of one thing. So I'm exploring kind of blending the two together. The heavy metal and the theater side,
sure.
as much as I can. So I've got the script that I'm kicking around, and I've got this EP that Jeff's been helping me record most of the guitar parts for. And we're sending it to Jeff Black from Gatekeeper. To
Yeah, definitely familiar with.
yeah, he does the By Fire and Sword albums, he did the last full length, and he'll do the next one as well.
Yeah.
He's great. He's wonderful. Yeah. So
Total friend of the Metal Forge, been on here.
right on, right on. Yeah. Yeah. So that project, I think it's gonna go. I have this old, kind of heavy psych rock band that this kind of gels with that I think we're gonna called the Green Zoo. That I think it's gonna go under, but that'll be released this year as well as the next By Fire and Sword album. I'm
Yeah.
like 97% sure that I'll get it
Now,
done.
what kind of release are we looking for on this? Are we gonna go, or is there gonna be stuff for like vinyl? Is it gonna be digital only? Is it gonna be CD?
Yeah,
This, that, and the other, all of the above, none of the above.
the By Fire and Sword record will definitely come out in all pretty much all the different platforms. We'll release that with No Remorse Records. And
So they're gonna put it out on Zune.
fingers crossed. That's what we're pushing for.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah.
I
But
knew it.
I actually I would have to look at the contract to be sure, but last time we had special edition vinyls and then regular vinyls, as well as CD and digital. And then we later on we made a deal with Jeff's black metal band's album record label, FIA Productions, to release tapes as well. So we won't have analog tapes initially, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was happened in the future, I should say.
Sure. Analog tapes as opposed to digital tapes. Yes. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I am totally excited for it. So because I just love follow-ups to I love concept albums, and I love it when you can build like world build,
Right.
essentially. It's essentially what it would be. But hell yeah, looking forward to it. So this side of Derailed, we're gonna get into some pretty cool stuff here.
Right on, man.
What are some symptoms or like things that you've experienced that you would love to speak out about on like your mental health journey?
Well, um, yeah, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I guess I don't feel like I have much to say on about anxiety and depression that hasn't been said 100 times before, other than like, if you can leave space for people that are dealing with that in your life, all the better to you. And I guess also people that are dealing with anxiety, maybe they had particularly traumatic pasts. Maybe you felt broken at some point in your life. Just know that therapy helps. If you're not in therapy, if you've never tried therapy, I always say you should try therapy. And therapy is sort of like dating. Like if you need to find a therapist that fits well for you. So if you go the first time and it's a miserable experience or it didn't do you any good, don't give up on dating forever. Get back in there. And
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that it's not everybody's the same way, that that you can grow from something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, it's one of the things where like, if you can, and a therapist is like somebody that you can talk to about your problems that has no stake in your life, so if you've ever shied away from it, that's, I don't know, I'm just like a big pro therapy. It's not the end all be all solution to everything, but being able to talk to somebody that's not like wrapped up in your personal shit is can be a lifesaver.
For sure. No, I am totally an advocate for mental health, for sure. Um, I haven't asked a wrestling question for a while. Are you a wrestling fan?
Oh man, I haven't followed wrestling in a really long time. When I was like in middle school and like up into early high school, I was really into the WWF and I watched some WCW stuff.
All right,
But
so
I
you're
haven't
putting an age on yourself now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You mentioned WCW, and it hasn't been a company for quite a while. So you're putting an age on yourself. But my question is, if you could form a tag team with any wrestler or superstar, who would it be?
Oh man, yeah. I guess Mick Foley comes to mind initially. I just always thought
Right
Mick Foley
on.
was so funny. The idea of Mr. Sacco as like the ultimate takedown, ridiculous. They
That
would,
just popped up in a reel the other day. Is the birth of Mr. Sacco. And it was so funny. I was like, I remember watching that on television when he was in the hospital room with Vince McMahon. And he's like, there's somebody else who wants to see you, Vince. It's Mr. Sacco. And I'm just like losing. And this friend of mine at work, well, he's a work friend, is sitting here watching this and he's just shaking his head like, because he remembered watching it too, right?
mm,
And he just goes, "Oh my God." I was like, I remember watching that on television. I'm over here losing my shit over it because it's like, well, you know how the rest of that story plays out. It's the yes. Doritos or Cheetos?
I try to stay away from both, but if I'm treating myself, it's probably Cheetos. Like if I'm gonna ruin my fingers for the day, it's gonna be the Cheetos.
Yes. Yeah, we should all stay away from Doritos or Cheetos both, but you know, they make it so good sometimes, I
Oh,
guess.
for sure. And I
Do
stuff
you
my
have
face.
a
With
do,
plenty of other stuff.
so like straight up Cheetos? Do you do like the do you like the crunchy ones? Are they the cheese puffs? Are they the
Yeah, I won't turn away a cheese puff, but the crunchy is what I. When you
oh
said Cheeto,
boom.
that's what came to mind.
Yep. Yeah, the OG, yes, for sure. Um totally sure on that. What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
My favorite Tom Hanks movie. Oh man, I am. That's a tricky one. I guess it shouldn't be that tricky. It's just like all the ones that are coming to mind are like that's my favorite Tom Hanks movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like a person of a certain age would probably pick something like Forrest Gump.
Right. Like Forrest Gump came to mind, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to watch Forrest Gump anytime soon. You know,
Right.
it's kind of a weird one,
I
and it's like,
probably would though.
yeah, yeah. I would.
But I know what mine is. Go ahead though.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say it's kind of an outside thing, but like the probably the Tom Hanks movie that I've seen the most times, and it's like it's is that movie Cloud Atlas where they play
Oh
like all
yeah.
the different parts, and I think that movie's kind of like it doesn't really work in like as some of the other movies. You know what I mean? Like Tom Hanks is probably or not Tom Hanks, but Forrest Gump is probably a better watch, like a smoother, like a better put together film in the long run than
Sure.
Cloud Atlas. But I love those weird, like lumpy sci-fi movies. They're like trying to prove existential. That existential meandery stuff is like, it's like crack to me.
No, I totally get that. Um, mine was Bachelor Party.
I haven't seen Bachelor Party.
Yeah. So Bachelor Party is a film that would probably get him canceled now. Because I mean, there's a donkey show, there's uh they're not too kind to transgender people, unfortunately. Not like in like a slighting way, but it's just like the way it was portrayed with it being in the 80s.
Yeah, right. Of its time.
Completely different time period. But like it's a film that is just like, holy shit, that's Tom Hanks. That's Forrest Gump. That's the guy who Castaway, who's made these cinematic masterpiece films. And just here he is in this raunchy 80s sleazebag comedy,
Nice.
so yeah. Have you ever had a fight in public?
Um, I am the kind of person who, like, in the moment, sort of in a fight or flight moment, sort of shuts down. and then like imagines all the ways that I like totally would have won that fight in uh for like days after, like obsess over like all the right things to say. But in general, like my my go-to in any sort of situation where like tempers are like that, or like to de-escalate and kind of get out of the
Sure.
way. I'm a lover more than a fighter for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, in my younger days, I probably would have kept escalating and escalating and escalating just to prove a point. But now, no, I just be like, just remove yourself from the situation, go chill out, don't have a beer, don't start drinking, don't do any of that shit, because no, it's not cool. But yeah, I totally dig on that. Um, what's your favorite curse word? Go
Oh,
into the actors theater question really fast. What's your favorite cuss?
oh, let's see. Fuck is pretty good, but it's also pretty standard. Um, yeah, calling somebody a fucker is pretty great. What's up,
Yeah,
fuckers?
fuckers. Yeah, because it is versatile that way.
Yeah,
But when you call somebody a motherfucker, that's something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Very, very
mean,
specifically, like I just like the sound of like that it's like a curse word, but that it kind of hits that R, that kind of dorky sound. Like if you
oh yeah.
like
Urgh.
specifically fucker, what's up, fucker?
Yep, I totally get that. Hell yeah. So I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links are listed below. So please give a like, share, and a follow. Go do all the things and all the stuff. Go to the Bandcamp pages. Go to the Spotify pages, even knowing we don't like Spotify. We don't, because Spotify sucks and it doesn't fucking pay nobody. But somebody's got to, some people are getting something out of it, I guess. But yeah, go listen to the music. Go support the band in any and every way you can, because this is what it's all about. Get these bands to festival shows, because that's what it's all about, getting them out there to your city, putting on, building your scene, making the fucking, I lost my train of thought, but that's how it is. Just fucking
Yeah,
get out there and kick ass.
build it from the
Dude,
ground up.
Thomas, do you have any shout outs or anything else you'd like to promote today?
See, talked about the next by Fire and Sword album, the next Green Zoo album. Those are the big music things I'm doing. I have the band has a Facebook and a TikTok and an Instagram. I have a personal Instagram and a Facebook. I'm kind of thinking about moving away from posting on social media just for my own mental health. And I also like I don't love the idea that like all of my interactions are like putting a dollar in Zuckerberg's pocket, you know? It's not my favorite dynamic in the world. But for now anyway, those are up and running as well.
Hell yeah. No, I totally get you, and especially with like the current climate of things, especially like by the time this is being recorded, um, I'll break the fourth wall here and tell people that this was during the inauguration week of 2025. So it's definitely been a fucked up, stressful week. So in the time capsule, when this does come out in a few weeks, you're gonna know why we look so fucking stressed and depressed and just like, wow, what a week, man.
Mm,
That it's like, holy shit. Um, but yeah, take care of each other out there is the biggest thing.
yeah, please.
you know. So my final question of the day is, what profession do you think will be obsolete in 20 years?
Obsolete in 20 years. Oh man, I don't know. AI, they're trying to make everything as many things as they can obsolete, right? I wouldn't be surprised if people answering phones, like call service stuff. Like I know call services are already going somewhat AI.
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Oh,
they
you mean like
call center.
call centers in general?
Yeah, yeah.
I could see
Like
that.
I feel like less and less it's hard to get a hold of like a real person when I'm having an issue with anything I've bought which is not a big deal, but like I buy a lot of sound equipment and a lot of digital products, and
Sure.
I'm always talking to robots. It's so frustrating. It's my least favorite conversation to be having. Least favorite person to talk to in the world is a robot.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of there's a TikTok video where it says hello, this is so and so, can I operator? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, did the beginning of my sentence interrupt or did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? And it's just like, holy shit. It's like, manager, no, click. Keeps calling back and hanging up. Yeah, just to be able to talk to somebody again. And now it's even the recordings are even weird now. Like
Yeah,
you said, with the AI. And what's wild about it is like I almost think like grocery shopping will almost become a thing of the past.
yeah,
With so many Instacarts and quick pickups and stuff like that going in, and or even just delivery of,
yeah, yeah.
I think there's definitely conspiracy stuff here. And that could make for a really good episode eventually on the conspiracy channel over at Flamekeeper. So you might get a part 2 in that. Dude, Thomas, thank you so much for doing the Metal Forge this week, coming in and talking shop and doing the things and the stuff and spending your evening with me. This has been awesome. I appreciate you. And on our way out today from By Fire and Sword, what do you want to play?
Sorry, are you asking just just anything or a by fire and sword track?
Yeah, By Fire and Sword track.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's go with how about the feast off of the full length? The feast is a good one.
You heard him. Ladies and gentlemen, The Feast.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
I am nothing if I am not a gracious guest, and I've been standing up here with my arms outstretched, with step-by-step directions up into the path of the blessed, a loyal leader for you on this daunting quest. If you turn away, we'll love you all the same. If you turn away, we're really the ones to blame. If you turn away, we'll love you all the same. But you should know that it'll never be the same. My children, simply put, I cannot quit you. Despite suffering heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak at your calloused hands, I find myself here once again, down off that rock, down in the depths, despite it burning my heart, it burning my body, and it burning my soul. And as hard as I tried to win the war in the mind, I couldn't leave you to die, and so I opened the door another time to life after life. Deny me now, and all that's left to say is we'll send our love down from the beast to all the wretched men and beasts, and hopefully our tears will reach your furrowed brows and gnashing teeth, rewarded for our loyalty at rest inside eternity. We'll send our love down from the beast. We'll send our love down from the beast. All of us love you, but what good does love do? Our love can't save you from the boils and the open sores. I'm here to soothe, but what good does soothing do when you turned away from
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, to sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. The year was 19... In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance.
featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. to distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.